how many matches I win, no matter how many stories I finish, I will never call you into the ring to celebrate.
Tell me when I'm telling lies!
Let me in.
Hey, this is the Toxic Ring Scandal featuring TBK, the Turnbuckle King. Got another good one for you guys today. We're going to talk about a look on Toni Storm, focused on timeless Toni Storm, who is the current AEW Women's World Champion. We're going to talk about her career, well, thus far, talk what she's done thus far, and also talk about recent comments that she made at the AEW Media Scrum following the newest pay-per-view of AEW called Dynasty. Let's talk about it. See who came into the locker room before we begin. See who came into my locker room, man. Because we at the locker room. So let's see who's here. Salute to all. It's a late night one. Really good. Really nice. Good bread. Salute to you. Always have support for the channel since day one. And look where the channel's at today. Let's see. Mike. One mic focus. One mic. Oh, man. First time you come to the locker room. Thanks for coming out, bro. Appreciate that. Carl Meyer, salute to you. DDE, salute to you, man. Oh, man. Okay. Gerard, what's up, my man? What's going on? What's going on with you? No supporter of the locker room. He said, I'm not joining Toni Storm run at all. We going to talk about Miss Toni Storm. We going to talk about it. I know she's very popular, in AEW. He said he's coming from London at 4:06 a.m. Oh, man. Good old London. Salute to London. Salute to Gerard. That's right. Let's hit the like button. Like, subscribe, notification bell, all of it on. Because as usual, let's air the dirty laundry. Let's air everything that we're going to talk about regarding Timeless Toni Storm. That's her name now. Timeless Toni Storm. And I'm also on X. I'll be here for a little bit as usual. As guys know, I do X. But after a certain time on X, I pull the plug. And you want to catch more, you got to come to the locker room only on Toxic Ring Scandal on YouTube. So we'll be on there for a little while, but not for long. Definitely not for long. Now let's talk about Miss Toni Storm. We know timeless Toni Storm. A little bit about her. Her real name's Toni Rosa. She was born in Auckland, New Zealand in October 1995. That would make her what? She'll be 29 this year. She's 28 currently. Moved to Gold Coast, Queensland, Australia with her mother at the age of 4 when her parents broke up. Let's see. So that's a little beginning. And we know beginning in 2023, she took on a persona of a golden age Hollywood starlet, drawing comparisons to Marilyn Monroe. Yes, this is the inspiration behind that character. And I know some of you guys like Toni Storm, and you like the way she looked. So definitely. Yes. And we know that her signature moves, as you know, Toni's the competitor. She's originally from WWE. Her signature moves are the back Starbucks, double backbreaker, big boot clothesline, double underhook powerbomb DDT. Some of her moves there. Her nickname before times it was the Illustrious. So that's a little bit about Toni Storm. But also, we can't forget her current accomplishments. Now we know also that Toni Storm, it's actually record-breaking. Well, tied record-breaking. She's currently, guys, she is currently the champion of the roster. What do I mean by that? Right now, Toni Storm, we know too, she is a champion. She's the current AEW Women's Champion right now. And she's also in her tied record-breaking third title run. Tied with Hikaru Shida, the woman that she defeated to win his championship. So as of right now, under the timeless Toni Storm persona, she is a current AEW Women's World Champion. Yes, she is. Gerard said, his message is, I'm not feeling Toni Storm at AEW. I thought she had potential as a wrestler in NXT, but I'm here in AEW. I'm not impressed. Why are you not impressed with Toni Storm at AEW? It's because she does, she's too gimmicky. And I know some people that say they don't like Toni Storm because she's gimmicky. I don't know if that's the reason. But she's on a great run right now. And she's obviously the best character, not just for the women's division, but the whole AEW. She's actually doing a great thing. Gilbert says she's the best. Yeah, I agree. Jamie Hayter needs to come back. Where's Rebecca? Her birthday is coming up. Well, her birthday was actually yesterday, April 23rd. Jamie Hayter, there's no scheduled time date, but she's supposed to come back again this year, but she Britt did not come back yet. I mean, I'm sorry, not just Britt. I meant to say Jamie Hayter not come back yet, so I'm not sure. One of my focus says she probably wrestled a lot when she was a kid. Well, Rose, if she got any. I'm trying to see if Toni Storm has any brothers. You know, I don't think she's an only child. I know she did. She's originally from WWE. She was in the Mae Young Classic. She was in NXT UK. She, had rivalry with Rhea Ripley and others. So I'm not sure. I think I want to say she's the only child. I think she's the only child. I don't think she has any siblings. I don't think she does. Might be only child. I don't like that gimmick, but her wrestling skills was fire. I mean, that character's over with the timeless Toni Storm's over. She's definitely over, and I like where her character's going. That's all they got. But I know what you mean, Gerard. You probably don't like the fact she's too gimmicky, and Toni Storm is openly bisexual. Maybe you don't like the fact she probably kisses girls on screen. Maybe that's what it is. She is pushing the LGBTQ agenda heavy, not family friend. That's the only thing I don't like. Yeah, I agree. Yes, she's married to Juice Robinson, who is on. He's on AEW, originally from the New Japan Pro Wrestling, and he's currently out with injury. Oh, weird. Yep. Toni Storm is on both sides and married to fellow wrestler. Yes, that's true. And then let's not forget, guys. Not only she's pushing that agenda, which Gilbert is spot on, she's also pushing this agenda. That's what guys like Toni for. Let's be honest. They like her for that. Toni is known for that. And this is your current AEW Women's World Champion. That's what they like. They like her when she has her booty out there. They like when she do that butt move. That's what they're pushing too. Yes. Yep, there you go. Dakota Wright, salute to you. Welcome to the locker room tonight. Yes. That's what they like about Toni Storm. They like the way she looked, the way she's built. But yes, she is married in real life. And she's been married, I think, for the past, I want to say, maybe going on 2 years now. I think she married him back in 22. But yeah, that's what people like Toni Storm for, the way she's built. So that's the crazy part. But that's the whole thing with Toni Storm. She is good in the ring. I like her talents in the ring. No doubt about it. But also, that's what she's pushing besides the whole agenda, as Goodbread mentioned earlier. She's definitely doing that. That's the whole thing behind that. So, like I said, so she's pushing that. That's what viewers are going to check into. So That is true, Gerard. Piper Niven, same way. Married to Men. Yes. Carl said that. Yeah, Tony's built, man. She got a nice shape on her. Yes, that's her. Yes, that's Toni Storm. That's what guys want to see. That's what the fans come see. Even I would say women too. So, also another thing about Toni Storm. She is, like I said, I mentioned earlier, and as you other guys mentioned earlier too, she is married. This is her husband, Juice Robinson. Been married to him since 2022. So that is her husband, and he's in AEW. He's known for being in New Japan. Like I say, he's out with injury right now, but that is her husband, her real life husband, Juice Robinson. But Toni Storm, like I said, she is good in the ring. She's good in the ring. She has an agenda to push. She's talented. She's very, very over with that character. I mean, we can't deny she's over with this character. This is the character that she is. This is timeless Toni Storm. So yes, timeless Toni Storm. That's what got over. I remember when she debuted this character. It was definitely an interesting character. Timeless Toni Storm. She's timeless. That's just how it came. But yeah, I like the character. Now, do I agree with everything she's pushed as agenda? No. But that's what she's doing. And it's getting over quite a bit. So yes, guys, that's what she does. But yeah, I remember too, she did an interview not too long ago after leaving WWE due to creative differences to come to AEW. I know she did an interview with, I want to say, Renee Paquette. She did an interview with her. She talked about how she left WWE, how she felt some type of way of leaving and everything. And this is right when she signed to AEW, or right before she signed. What you guys say in the chat here? Feminism ruined them all. Yep, you're right. Don't be shy if your girls always start. I've been thinking about that too, Gerard. Tegan Knox is another one. I want to say Dakota Kai and Shayna Baszler, I believe in a relationship, guys. Do not be surprised if those two come out being in a relationship. Don't be surprised with that either. So that'll be another one. But yeah, she definitely had good things regarding that. Yep. Now, she like I said, when she first left back in 2021, she asked to leave WWE. And I know she did, like I said, she did an interview with Renee Paquette when she was called The Session. And did you guys know that she has an OnlyFans too? She had OnlyFans and a whole bunch of stuff. Not only feminism ruined it, but these girls got OnlyFans. Dakota Kai say they sold will be his shock. The reason I say that, Gerard, Dakota Kai shares a house. She lives in a house with Shayna Baszler, which we can respectfully say is not playing on our side of the fence. She plays for the other team, if you know what I mean. So why does she have a house with her? These are two grown women. We gotta read between the lines. That's all I'm saying. Nameless, welcome to the locker room. Welcome to the locker room, man. Appreciate that, man. Like I said, we have 26 people and hit that like as we come into the locker room. Also, I mentioned about X earlier. We are almost at that mark, almost the 15-minute mark. We're going to say our goodbyes to X. If you want to check out more, come to Toxic Ring Scandal, aka KDH, on YouTube to check out the rest of the stream. Bye-bye for now. Now we continuing on YouTube. But yeah, she like I said, she did an interview not too long ago and she talked about it. You know, leaving WWE and everything. If you guys can, he said Toni Storm. Yeah, she talks about that in this interview. We're gonna hear about it. Shayna Baszler is full blown. That's what I'm saying. We got to read between lines. She don't play for this team. Play for the team. Yep, Mercedes Martinez, Kiera Hogan, and Dynamite. Don't forget Dynamite. They all get it full on. You're right, one Mike. You're right. But with that being said, let's get to this. Let's get to this interview that she has with Mrs. Renee Paquette. So let's get to it. Let's hear a little bit about it. This is the reason I'm playing this too. This shows how she got to AEW, her leaving WWE, and other stuff. They said it was a real good interview, and it's my first time hearing it, just like you guys. With that being said, let's get into it, and let's hear. We may hear some dirty laundry on this one.
What the future had, for me. I didn't know if I was going to get a job. I don't know if I was going to, I had no idea what was next. And then I get a call last second after my 90 days was up. And I was like, okay,
dust off your boots.
I didn't even hesitate. I just went, yeah, okay, I'll be there. See you soon.
What was like what a weird time though. I mean, I know those 90 days. I had a 12-month non-compete.
A 12-month non-compete.
Yeah, 12 months. But that's neither here nor there. It's past. Who cares? Not a big deal. But in those 90 days for you, like, what does that feel like to not know what am I going to do? What does the future hold? I mean, just from like my perspective of you, from when I first met you coming in doing the Mae Young Classic, and there's all this buzz, Toni Storm. We all love Toni Storm. This chick is a rock star. She's such a star. To you feeling like, I don't know what's next for me. That's crazy.
It was a good time for me during the Mae Young, and I had some good times in WWE, and then it was cool at one point, and then it wasn't.
Yeah.
And then it changed, and I didn't want anything to do with it.
What went into that? What were some, like, when you got into WWE and you were doing the Mae Young, and I feel like there was always a lot of steam behind you and a lot of power behind you, like seeing you as going to be one of the big stars, from going on to NXT UK to being champion for NXT UK. When did things change?
When I went from NXT to SmackDown, I was like, my main goal in wrestling was to be on, Raw or SmackDown, main roster, WWE TV. And then I got there and figured it out pretty soon. I realized, like, this is just not going to work out. This isn't the place for me at all. And also I'm 26 and I want to have a really good time in this job. I want to have a really good career, and I want to enjoy part of it. And I just wasn't enjoying it for so long. And I abruptly quit. I didn't even intend. I woke up that morning having no idea that I was going to quit by that night. Yeah, I guess something. A flip switched.
Yeah.
A switch flipped.
Yeah. I actually heard it right the first time you said it.
You're like,
oh, yeah. It sounded right to me, but it was not. So you corrected it.
It was, I just snapped out of the blue. And then all of a sudden I was on this 90 days.
Yeah.
And during that time, I wasn't expecting to have all this time off. I thought for sure I was going to just continue working there forever.
Right.
And then all of a sudden this 90 days hits me, and I don't know if AEW would have me. I don't know what I'm going to do, but my first thought was probably, maybe I'll go back to Japan.
Yeah.
Because I liked it out there. And,
yeah.
And I was going back and forth for a while in my own head of, oh God, do I even want to do this anymore? Because I was so frustrated. As you can imagine, it can be frustrating.
Now, Toni said that it was not fun for her anymore. She wants to leave WWE. Like I said, she now started her career at AEW. She started WWE. She was in the Mae Young Classic. And that's interesting, too, that Renee Paquette, who also used to be with WWE, said that she had a 12-month complete clause. Have you guys ever heard that before? How do you go from 90 all the way to 12 months? All I got to say regarding that, what did Renee do to get 12 months? That don't sound very smart to me. Sound kind of stupid.
Kingston jaw and face planted.
Yeah, I don't know what Renee did to get that, but this is about Toni. And I don't know why Renee got 12 months, but I know she'll explain that another time. That I never heard that before. But she wanted out of WWE to go to AEW, but I'll let her talk a little bit more about that.
And really, it got me pretty down. And in that 90 days, it was just about figuring out like, what's next.
Yeah.
And I went back to Australia because I hadn't been home in 2.5 years. And
That's nice.
It was good to go back. And I went back for a month and like reset.
I feel like getting back to like your roots during a time like that, because it can be, you can start to feel really lost when you're not sure what you're doing. The creative's not really what you thought it was going to be. This job that you thought was going to be the thing that you love and really wanted to do just wasn't what you thought it was going to be. It can be a real mind.
It's weird. I mean, I say it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Like, people weren't telling me that it was going to be probably terrible for years. I heard that of so many people. So many people were like, it's not, like, a lot of people don't enjoy it at all. And it can be, like, for some people it just works out, and for others it just makes them miserable. And I guess I just fell into that category. I guess it just wasn't for me at that point. And
thank God you realized it. You realized it pretty early on. Like, it's not like you hung out too long to like really let it get super under your skin. It's cool that you jumped to that conclusion early. I
mean, let's face it, they just fire people left, right, and center, like out of the blue. I could be fired next week, and then it's like, what's the point?
Yep.
It just felt very pointless. Yeah. To be honest, and it's been hard to convey that especially to fans, especially to people that just aren't in this business and they'll never understand. I must sound ridiculous to those people, but the reality of
people
what
to
it's actually
understand
like
that, because when you don't really know, and I know, like, it's a rough spot to be in, because the last thing anyone wants to do is like sound like they're bitter or they weren't handed the right cards and blah blah blah. It's like, but it's not that. There's more layers to it than that.
I'm like not mad about the booking and I'm like, no, I don't care. I certainly don't want to bury WWE. I don't want to like say bad things about the place. I think I had a great time there for the most part. There were times I have very great memories being there that I'll cherish forever, and I got to have some great matches. Like, it made me who I am, essentially. I feel like I grew up with them. I had a very unique relationship.
How old were you when you signed? Like 21?
I did that first Mae Young Classic. I worked with them then, and then I did the second one immediately following that. NXT UK kind of started. So I was, from then on, more 2018, I was contracted, and then eventually I worked my way up to going over to NXT and I did a few American trips when I was still with NXT UK, and I got to do like the Royal Rumble and Survivor Series randomly, and
were those good experiences?
Yeah, I mean, they were crazy. They were, it was like, I'm lucky that I got to experience all of this. I got to work with some amazing coaches.
That's right, Toni. That's right. Don't forget what WWE, they made you. Don't forget where you came from. I'm glad she gave WWE props. Much respect to Toni on that part. Let's continue.
I'm not mad. I'm not like angry at WWE. I don't have anything against them, and
this wasn't the fit.
Like, they probably, I'm sure they got bigger fish to fry than me. You know what I mean? Like, why do they care? People get let go from that place constantly. People move around constantly. It doesn't matter if I'm there, but what matters is, well, I'm not having a very good time, and why shouldn't I be having a good time?
What was that day like that you decided? Because you said you woke up and it's not like you had it in your head, hey, this isn't for me, I'm going to duck out of here today. What happened for you to go, I got to go have this conversation? Did you go to Vince, or did you go to Johnny? Who'd you talk to?
Oh, it was a complicated ordeal. You just love those. You just love a good complicated ordeal.
Love it.
I mean, I had built up frustrations with the place for a very long time, like a lot of people do. Not, just like the next guy. Everyone seems to have, some kind of.
It's a very insular world as well, and that's the other thing too that I think for other people to understand. It's like, when you're in that bubble, and we're all on the same ship. We all understand what the sacrifices are. We understand what the day-to-day is like, and it's grueling. It's
just
a
felt
lot.
like they don't give a shit, so why should I?
Yeah.
This isn't gonna work. I know what's gonna happen here. I'm just gonna be sent back to catering again. It's just not gonna, you know, and like, it's just not, I'm not gonna succeed here. I can just see it. I know that I'm.
Wow. So Toni knew it was time for the go. She said she knew she wasn't going to succeed in WWE, and she decided to, ask for to get up out of there. She knew it was time to get up out of there. Wow, at least Toni knew what her value was. She knew that much. Definitely knew that much, because I know that she did sign to WWE when she was young. She signed, I think she did the Mae Young Classic tournament, and she was there all the way to 2021. Thing about it is, she requested release from WWE, and it was immediately granted. So she said, I could tell she had frustration with WWE. What you guys got to say? She worked away for Rumble Diddy parties. So I don't think she's had no Diddy parties. Well, Mike, that's funny though. What I don't enjoy about this conversation is that they speak in circles. They don't get to the point. One has to read. Well, that's what I'm trying to get to. Gerard, see where she's going with it. We try to see what view it is. Let's get 3K. Best. I appreciate Gerard. We definitely on the road to get to 3K at the Toxic Race Scandal. Let's continue on with this interview at the locker room where everything is unveiled. Let's continue with Toni Storm.
That is crazy.
I know
though,
they see me
like,
as I'm such a kid and I'm such a newbie and this, that, and the other, but I'd like to think that I've been around wrestling long enough to know, I just know what's right and what's wrong for me and what I like and what I don't like, and I just didn't like
well,
it.
it's also sort of the edict that I'm hearing as well too, of like, well, they really want very young talent.
Yeah. And
to have somebody like you who is young but also has a ton of experience, it does seem a little crazy to me that for you to feel that way and for them to not want to like really hold on to you.
Yeah, I didn't feel that appreciated a lot. You know what I mean? And I just felt like.
See, she said it right there. She doesn't feel appreciated. Does not feel appreciated at all. That's what led her to request a release from WWE. And that's where, hence, we got her on AEW.
Like they didn't, at times, have very much respect for me. And it just was, it totally, I feel like over time, they just kind of crushed my love for wrestling. It just wasn't even wrestling anymore. You're not even allowed to say wrestling. Like, you're not even allowed to, you get given group texts of, like, don't say professional wrestling in promos and this, that, and the other. And like,
oh yeah,
I understand, but like, whatever. I was just sick of it. I was just tired of, what am I doing this for?
Yeah.
What am I trying to prove to anyone? Will anyone think any differently of me? Really? Do people really care where I go and do fake wrestling moves? Really? Do people really care that bad that I've got to be miserable day in, day out? Just because people go, oh, well, that was ungrateful and she shouldn't have done that and blah, blah. Well, I was unhappy and why should I be unhappy? Like, so that I can, like, do WrestleMania? Well, okay, well, that's nice and everything, but I'm still gonna be miserable the next day.
Yeah. Still, Raw's gonna roll around or SmackDown's gonna roll around.
I thought my whole purpose in life was to go to WWE, but then over time I realized it's just pro wrestling that I love. It's not a company that I love. I just love pro wrestling. What it is. And
was it scary when you felt like you didn't love wrestling anymore?
It was terrifying. It was so sad.
I bet you that, I mean, I can imagine the like tears shed over, it's like losing a love of, I mean, it's losing the love of your life.
Yeah. It was.
Tell me you did not just say that.
It's something that
no offense, Juice. Love ya, but
but it was something that I once just enjoyed is now just it's a job. I wasn't like psyched to go to work anymore. Like I used to be. I was like that in NXT. I was like it, and quickly I was like, this isn't gonna work out because this is pinnacle right here, and I'm already miserable. And I, quite frankly, I see other people and they're miserable as well, and I don't want to be like them. I don't.
You have control over it to a degree, and luckily you were given that control, that you were given that release.
A bit more control over my life because I felt like there was none. It's hard to explain because it's like you gotta be and you gotta be there to really know.
100%.
Actually entails, but you would know.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
Oh,
I hear ya.
Yeah.
What was the feeling when they were like, okay, we are going to give you your release? Were you what were you going through?
It was okay, to be completely honest. People probably, I don't know, hate me for it, but I just wanted to just get them off me. It was like I wanted to get the stink off me. I just was done with it. I don't mean that in a bad way, you know what I mean? I just, not that I think, nothing bad to them. It was just like, I don't want to be a part of this. Like, I don't want, I don't know. I guess, you know, if anyone asks, Toni Storm quit WWE because she went insane.
Watch live.
Did you feel like you were going insane during that?
Insane. I hadn't eaten for days. I'd slept for days. I was, and like, it's not like I was drinking or going out partying and like
spun like a true politician.
I was like, oh my God. This has got to end. I'm just, you know, and then I'm looking at, okay, well, I'd never considered a life outside of WWE. I never even dreamed of what that would be like, because my life was just be in WWE. And that's what it's been like since I was a 10-year-old girl, and it's just been studying WWE. What do I have to do to be good enough for them? What have I got to do to be there? What have I got to do to be the number one person there? And it was just, it was just exhausting. It's like, and you know what? If my life is dependent on being WWE champion, then I'm a mark, and that's just lame. God, like, not real.
Well, listen, we don't have to like dwell on this too much, and this doesn't need to be like the bulk of what this interview is.
No.
But what was that final straw for you when you're like, I gotta go, I have to go ask for my release right now?
It was a very complicated day, but I just just all built up, pent up frustration. Like they're I'm not being funny, but it was like, they call you out like a paramedic, like, you know what I mean? Like, you're on call, and like I'm not an open heart surgeon, you know? This is wrestling. You don't need to like have full control over every second of my life. It just wasn't. And people think,
call me crazy, guys. Call me crazy. We're at the locker room. It sounded like to me, Toni Storm not only didn't like WWE because of the whole can't say the words professional wrestling. I get all that. But it seemed like she wasn't dedicated to the craft of wrestling. It's like she want to be free and open and do what she want to do and post pictures like this, for example. That seemed like what Toni wanted to do. It's like she didn't want to be held down, you know, commit to like to a relationship, even though it's crazy because she's married in real life. But that's what it seemed like to me. Toni's not all in, you know, to wrestle like that. That's the feeling I'm getting watching so far, but let's continue on with Toni Storm and Renee Paquette on the sessions.
I think that I was just burnt out with the hard schedule, and it's like, no, it's not the hard schedule, because quite frankly, my indie schedule was ballistic. I never went home. I never go home. I'm chasing those busy days, you know? I'm chasing, like, working a lot, and I'm working really hard. I kind of got I was like, the thought of me wrestling again, I was like,
I mean, but this is gonna be a thing. They're bitter, blah 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 blah.
I'm totally not bitter though. I'm so glad I experienced it. And like, good for those that do well in that place.
100%.
Awesome. Like, that's, you know, that's so good.
And you know, it's such a difference too, because you know, the people that thrive in and there's people that can thrive in WWE and they can also thrive outside of WWE. There's some people that like that formula works for them, and it's great. It's great.
I don't know if it's that. I just oh God, This is what I meant about, like, it's hard to convey.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, hey, screw it. We'll move on to the next thing. AEW, when you debuted, what was that day like? We started to get into it, and then we got into WWE things instead.
Yeah, it was crazy, and it totally, like, I've loved it so far. I'm like a pig in shit in AEW.
Roll, get that shit on me.
I don't know. There's something about the place that I feel like I fit right in.
Yeah.
So that I don't know. I just feel like I'm gonna do better there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Maybe I just didn't fit into. Maybe it wasn't WWE. It was just me.
I mean, listen, there's the square peg, round hole, trying to, like, you try to make something work. And honestly, like, I do applaud you for not continuing to do something just because you feel like this is a thing I'm supposed to be doing, and regardless of whether it's making me happy or not, because sometimes it takes people a longer time to realize that they're unhappy, because you just feel like I shouldn't be ungrateful. I should be so happy for the things that I want and for the things that I have. And these are amazing opportunities and amazing experiences, but sometimes it's just not fucking for everybody.
There's no point in me wasting their time.
Yeah.
You know, like, if I'm just not fitted for this company, then screw it.
Yeah.
We'll just... Then don't have me here. Give it to someone that's better.
Yeah, of course.
You know, whatever. I'll just go and do my thing somewhere else. And thank God I did, because I feel like I'm doing better than ever.
Yeah.
And I feel so happy. And so...
I love that.
You know, I'm really...
All due respect to Toni Storm, the only reason you're doing better in AEW, it's an analogy that they call big fish, little pond. That's all I got to say. Big fish and little pond. That's the only thing about that. And once again, we feel like you're trying to spin it like a true politician.
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I mean,
let's continue on with this interview.
Feeling like I'm maturing, and this has been this is just what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
It was just,
You can't put a price tag on having that freedom and just feeling like yourself. It's weird when you don't feel like yourself.
Weird.
It's really rough. It's really, really rough.
I feel really good now. I'm doing my thing, and
Hell yeah.
I'm getting out of that funk, and I really feel like,
you're where you're supposed to be.
Yes.
Doing what you're supposed to be.
I'm about to get to the good part. Let's cut the BS. We gonna fast forward on this a little bit. I ain't gonna sit you guys through the whole 42 minutes of this interview. Locker room, let's get to it. We gonna speed it up a little bit and go right now. Let's get to it. Let's see. They said it's a good part. Let's get there. Let's do it.
Have our family there and all those nice things. Sure. But also like real life.
Walking down the aisle to music in a costume is what I do for a living, and I do not need my mother and like everyone around watching me do that.
Did you guys do like a first dance though? Did you guys have a little moment?
Well, so
what's like your song?
Well,
I have so many questions.
Well, we had we did it like 10 o'clock in the morning, and we were giggling, you know, we were having a great time. It was just me and him. We don't even have to have witnesses in Florida, it turns out. So we just went down the
nice
county clerk, and we left the marriage license in the car, and that was hilarious. And we were like queued up to get married.
Oh shit. Like, hold on, we gotta run to the car. One sec.
It was, you go and like we're doing our vows next to a filing cabinet. It's totally, romance. But then after that, we just hung out for the day in our house.
Yeah.
With our dog. And we just had the best day ever because it was just us.
I love
it's
that.
never just us. So when we get time alone, we're like,
soak it up.
Yeah.
It's funny. I so feel the same way when we did ours. I was like, I love this.
It sounds like she just eloped with her husband, Juice Robinson. That's why I fast forward this part. It's like a quick elope. That's what it sounds like to me. Sound like a little relationship cap up in here, but we know the whole deal here. Let's continue on.
That it was like just us, and we like had to consummate it in the closet because the dog was jumping on. The whole situation. How did you guys meet? Because I remember seeing this like pop up on either your Instagram or his Instagram, and I was like, hold on. I love this. What is like your guys' origin story?
So, okay. It's so complicated. The first time I ever met him was
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, you can...
In 2015, he had just left WWE. Very similar people. And he was in England doing All-Star. And they're like summer camps, and you wrestle sometimes twice a day at Butlins and stuff like that. And I met him, like, you meet at this big house and everyone meets up and you go and do your like show loop, whether it's in Blackpool or Wales or all over the UK. And I met him very briefly at that house. It was just like, hi. I was 19. I was like, hey. You know? Hey, what's up? You know?
Hi.
Yeah, and like I didn't really think anything of it. I just knew that I'd met him, and then I started doing Stardom in Japan, and I was out there a lot. And then in 2017, I would just see him here and there. I would see him, like, because New Japan and Stardom. It's like sometimes you're all at the same events, you bump into each other, and here and there we would end up at the same dinner parties, and like we would have a few drinks together here and there. And then like I just always thought he was the coolest guy, and I don't know why, like nothing happened for you. Like we were just like it was so innocent and like, oh hi, I would always, like, if someone mentioned him, I'd be like, oh, I love him, he's so cool. And I thought he was so sweet and just so like charming. And I like nothing ever happened until like we hung out a couple of times in Japan. He took me out on a date in Harajuku. And like, but then again, like I went back to England I was doing my thing, and he was doing his, and life was so chaotic for both of us because we've both lived very fast-paced lifestyle in Japan and everything. And then the pandemic hit, and he just texted me out of the blue when I was living completely alone. I hadn't seen anyone for a month. I was and I was, nothing much was going on, and he just texted me out the blue, and I was like, oh my god. Oh, cheers, Robinson. Hey. And then like we haven't stopped talking ever since I got married.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Such good times.
That's the best.
Yeah. And when I got stuck,
what a great pair.
When I got stuck trying to move over from England to the States, I was living in London for a while. I got stuck out there, stranded.
Yeah.
And he like randomly turned up and surprised me. He was able to get from America to the UK.
We heard enough of this relationship cap. This is definitely a cap between Toni and Juice Robinson. But like I said, guys, this is crazy. What I'm going to do right now, we're going to get to the good part here, the very good part. And I think I'm going to get you guys to the best part. I promise you that. This is the part, I know some of the wrestling fans may like this if you haven't seen it already. This is where Toni Storm talks about her OnlyFans account, guys. We gonna talk about it. Give me a second. We gonna load right that up, and Miss aka Kelly Bundy, Toni Storm, gonna talk about her OnlyFans account. We gonna get to that in just a second. If you guys bear with me, let's get there in a second.
Little OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. We're going to talk about it right now. This is Toni Storm at this part of the interview. Enough all that girl talk they was having. That slumber party talk, as I call it, like the Babysitter's Club, if you guys remember that back in the day. We're going to talk about how she confirms her OnlyFans account. This is a married woman, by the way, talking about her, her OnlyFans account. Let's see what she has to say regarding this account.
Let's talk a little OnlyFans.
Oh yeah.
Yes, let's get into the OnlyFans.
Yes.
Were you blown away with how this took off and just seeing the money rolling in and people want to see a little more. Toni Storm.
People think that I quit to do OnlyFans, which wasn't the case because I didn't know that. I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't know what it entailed, what it actually was, how much money was to be made on it.
Cap, you know what it was, Toni. Don't play them games over at the locker room. You know exactly what OnlyFans is about. You know how much money you can get. I ain't gonna let you get away with that over here at the locker room. You know exactly what's about. You know your colleague girls, aka Chelsea Green had one before she went back to WWE. We know Deonna Purrazzo got one. We know Jordan Grace has one. We also know that Mandy Rose has one. So don't bring that over here. Stop the cap. Let's continue on this interview. Toni Storm confirms her OnlyFans account. And you're right, Gerard. She is definitely for the streets. Hell, she's actually only for the highway.
On it, and I just kind of fell into it, and I had some friends help me out, and thank God I quit and I did that, and I like thank God because this
created this instant buzz too, where people are like, oh,
it's awesome. It's awesome. Like, to be honest, quitting was better for me, not just mentally but financially.
Yeah,
it's a way better thing because now, like, I can have my OnlyFans, and that's all mine.
Yeah,
I'm in control of all of that. Whereas you can't have that in WWE.
Yeah,
which kind of sucks. And
see, that's why you want to leave WWE, Toni. You want to do that OnlyFans. You want to do the hoeing on there, girl. You want to do thirst trapping, Toni. You want to have pictures like this on your online, Toni. That's why you left WWE. You want just frustration. You want the access to put yourself out there on pictures and do thirst trapping. They play this, so I don't know. Get out of here with that, girl. You spin like a true politician up here tonight, ain't you, Toni?
Spoken and spun like a true politician. I mean,
let's continue on with this interview. Toni Storm confirms OnlyFans account.
I have that, and I can also do AEW, and people thought I quit because I was burnt out, but like, no, now I've got 2 jobs. Yeah.
How much work is it doing OnlyFans? Like, what goes into that? What's like, so, I mean, my education on OnlyFans is like, okay, you subscribe to it, you get exclusive photos, blah, blah, blah. Great. But from your side of it, what does that look like for you on like the business side of your OnlyFans?
It's a lot of photo shoots.
Yeah.
It's content. Like, I can't believe how much content I just go through because I post a picture every single day. So that's a lot of sets,
Yeah.
a lot of costumes, a lot of lingerie, a lot of swimsuits. That's a lot. Yeah.
Your drawers must be a shit show.
It's crazy. Yeah. So like the whole house is just like Victoria's Secret.
That's great.
It's great. But you know what? I have so much fun, and I'm like really channeling this creative side.
Yeah.
That I didn't have before. I didn't know what it was like would really entail, but I'm loving it. I get so creative. I feel really it's making me feel confident and stuff, and it's a great way for my fans to like get into my life and see like who.
I'm so glad you said that, Gerard. 36 watching. Let's get the likes up. And yes, good bread, you are right. This is exactly how I feel about this one right here.
Not this way! Not this way! Damn it!
Let's continue on with this interview.
get to know me a little bit.
Yeah.
And they can message me and interact with me. And I think it's a really good thing. And it's great for women that we get to have that.
100%.
It's so good
For
Thank
you to be in
God
the
for
driver's
that.
seat and to make money off of it, and it's done on entirely your own terms.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, I can imagine the confidence that comes from that and
I
the creativity as well.
Everything that I post is like completely up to me. And
What's the line? Do you have a line of where the line is drawn in the sand of what you will or will not do?
So I mean, I don't do like full frontal nudity. I don't do like people think. I had someone think that I was just straight up doing porn on them. I'm like, no, not quite.
Not quite. Ha 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 ha. What you OnlyFans? The way them pictures be, Tony, it ain't, torn. TORN. It ain't torn, but it's close to torn. Come on, Tony, stop the cap. And you're right, Gerard. Renee needs to stop the cap too. Come on, y'all. You guys really think we dumb over here in this locker room tonight. You guys are silly. That's why we laughing emojis. Renee, stop it. Yup, stop the cap, Renee. Come on now. Who y'all take us for? Let's continue on this interview. Tony must really think we stupid.
But I do like
charge a lot more money for that. Sure,
got a little bit extra for that. But I do some pretty risque photo shoots, like a lot of implied nudity and stuff like that. But I try to keep it as classy as possible.
Yeah,
and I feel beautiful doing it. To be honest, I think it's a really empowering thing.
I love that.
I really have fun.
That makes me really happy. I love that.
And
I can feel that it makes you happy. Like it seems like it's. Yeah.
I've had a nude leak. I've had videos. Now I'm just.
Oh God,
kind of,
what is that like having a nude?
I mean, that was the shits. But again, now that I do OnlyFans and I do that with my
sure. Again, you're in control.
I feel like even starting an OnlyFans has weirdly helped that.
Yeah.
Because there's a great deal of difference between wanting to share that kind of thing or then, having it taken from me and publicized. And that was the shits. When that all happened, it totally sucked. It broke me down, but now I feel like I've built myself back up and then some, because it's like, what are you gonna do?
And it's like,
subscribe to my OnlyFans now if you want to see I leak my own nudes now.
I'll leak the good ones.
Yeah.
I'll give you the good stuff.
And it's all come full circle. I feel weird.
I ain't gonna keep pausing this. Renee, I'm starting not to like you. Renee, what's up with you, girl? You entertain all this BS. Renee, don't tell me I hope you don't never get on OnlyFans. You too intrigued by this BS. You hear this crap Tony's saying, girl? Well, I just wanted to make that note real quick. But let's continue on with this interview. Up here got an OnlyFans account, you married. Up here got an OnlyFans account, but you supposed to be a wrestler. Man, get out of here with that, man. You must really think I'm Randy Orton up here tonight.
Kingston jaw and face planted.
No, I'm not stupid. Nope, not at all. Let's continue.
Better about that, and
it's
just like,
I can't. I mean, I've not been in a situation like that, but it is that thing where it's actually pretty I'm sure when you're in it, it's like, oh my God, what's happened? What's going on? What do you mean? But I feel like the world moves so fast. It's like, oh yeah, that thing happened, and all right, well,
it was old news. After a bit, people try to mock me for it and stuff, with fans and stuff.
Still?
I'm like, do you think I actually give a shit at all anymore?
So weird
about this stuff. People try to use it, I guess, to kind of bully you.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, I just don't care.
Yeah,
fine.
People are so weird like that. They get a little nugget and they're like, this is the thing I'm going to keep picking at. It's a little stab. Or
it's just bored people.
Yeah.
It's just bored people in their basements.
Yeah.
Bored.
So, guys, that was the interview Toni Storm had with Renee, talking about how she did OnlyFans. As you guys see, she don't care what people think of her. She think we all in our basements. And Renee, I don't like how you entertaining this, Renee. You give me vibes like you leaning on like you're leaning towards the other side of the fence. I do not like that at all, Renee Paquette. I know you're very dignified woman, you're conservative and all that, but that don't give you no good. Let's see what you guys had to say about the interview that Toni had with Renee Paquette. Toni don't want the ground with Osprey. Let's see. Yep, Kelly. Yep. Renee loved the toxic entertainment. You right about that, good Bray. You right about that one. She definitely liked the toxic entertainment. You couldn't be any more right about that one. Let's see what else she had to say. Yep, love Pookie, toxic energy. Yeah, the real Kelly Bunny, she got multiple sclerosis. That's why she's not aging well. She's sick of her life. So, yep. Slumber Party Club, Toni for the streets, Jordan Grace for the streets. You're right. Ty's man 621 said Toni's so gorgeous. Yeah, but she's for the streets. When the hoes get hoes out, you're right about that. Only women can make money just for being biologically born female. Lonely fans easy money. Show me the money. Juice is a useless husband, allowing his wife to do OnlyFans. You're right about that. That is key. You got a point. One My Focus said 2 jobs, hold in the ring and hold on the net, but they don't speak on the set when they got other rich people going to Pound Town and Tizzy tours getting F silly. They'll never tell us that. No, they will not. They're not. And he said again, after secrecy. That's right. No wonder Vince McMahon had fun with Sable, Trish, and all the women back in the day. Yep, she's for sale. This is why I don't listen to women talk. I watch their actions. You're right. You guys are all right. You guys spot on with that. Empowering who the purchaser, her soul is for sale. Yep, I agree. These women have encouraged guys like this to have fun with Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler. Just a thought for those that caught that. They don't get paid for some tea that already been bought. You spot on. You got all spot on. Goodrest says she's not innocent. They will always promote something in the public. Then they go in the house to do the opposite. Yep. That's what Toni's doing. Our lonely fans and powerful women only jazz. He said only sips. Only sips. Yeah, you guys are going in. Y'all feel about Anna J. Anna J look good too, but she's another one. The Bell 503 salute to you. He got OMG hard eyes over her. Yeah, I like Anna J, but she ain't good talent in the ring. I don't like the fact J isn't improving in the ring. She's not. I'm definitely watching actions. Speaking of actions, Toni Storm recently did a media scrum, and she was talking about insulting WWE, talked about Nikki Bella and also Cody Rhodes and Triple H. This is her on the media scrum. She took shots. So let's see what Miss Toni Storm had to say about these two right here. We'll play both parts here. We'll talk about the whole Nikki Bella first. See what she had to say. Yeah, this is wild what Toni's doing. Let's see what she had to say.
How many matches I win, no matter how many stories I finish, I will never call you into the ring to celebrate with me.
And what she meant was she was talking about how Cody Rhodes, when he won the WWE Championship at WrestleMania, defeating Roman Reigns, it was talking about how he brought Triple H into the ring, to win when he won the title. And he didn't just called Triple H in the ring. He also called it Bruce Prichard. Even Tony Khan came out. That's what he meant by that. But Cody was just showing appreciation, and it's sad that AEW still being that petty. It's still sad to be that petty. And Triple H was trying to come out to the ring, but it was a show of appreciation of Cody winning one of the biggest matches in WrestleMania history, definitely at WrestleMania 40. That's all that was, and it's sad that AEW is still running their mouth, still talking trash. Like, get over it, AEW. Get over it. Let it go. Let it go for real. Just let it go. No one has time for that. The man was just showing appreciation, you know, and he's the champion. That's why he called him out. That's the whole reason for that. And that's what Toni Storm was talking about. So it's sad that Toni was being that petty. But I know AEW put up to it. I know they did that. So it's just crazy how they still going back and forth with WWE. But that's what she meant by that whole situation of, I don't want you coming out to the ring. Tony Khan ain't coming to the ring. And nobody wants Tony Khan to come out to the ring. He's too busy getting beat up by the Young Bucks and Jack Perry. I saw that clip tonight on AEW. So get out of here with that. Come on. We got to cut that out. Just so petty. And AEW needs to grow up. They really need to. It's uncalled for how they consistently coming at WWE. WWE has not even worried about them at all. And they still want to run their mouth about it. So I don't get the whole thing. Like, okay, it's been going on since the whole October thing. It really's been going on since then. And they just can't let that go. They cannot let this go for the life of me. So they need to stop all that nonsense. They really need to. But I see they're not. They're going to continue on and on. They're not going to let that go. They're just not. And I really wish they would, because it's just getting old and tired. Just old and tired. And it needs to stop. Come on now. Nobody want to hear all that. It's ridiculous how they're acting. Like, for real. Stop it. Really, y'all really need to stop it. AEW needs to stop all this pettiness and stop being, just let stuff go. Just let it go. So yeah, I'm just tired of AEW taking just always, every time I look up, they got something to say about WWE. Like, no one's even thinking about you guys. They do anything for attention. They really do anything for attention. I mean, it's ridiculous. I just wish they would cut that out. Every time I look up, every week is a comment about them. Every time I look up, it's a comment. It's always this, always that, always this, always that. Every time I look up, it's something they got to say. Like, stop it. Come on, AEW. How desperate can you get? Seriously, how desperate can you get? Let that mess go. It is what it is at this point. Like, what? How desperate can we get? How bad can we get? Every week is either pandering, begging, or you talking about WWE. Every week. I mean, it's always a comment. It got so bad that, you know, now you bringing up the whole WWE WrestleMania moment. That's the biggest WrestleMania moment ever. And I highly doubt you will ever have a moment like that, ever. Seriously. Why would you bring up a moment like that? This is what she's talking about. Cody brought Triple H to the ring. This is what she meant by that. And he asked him to come to the ring after his WrestleMania 40 victory over Roman Reigns. And it's sad that they still talk about that now. Stop it, AEW. Stop it right now. No one cares about y'all. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter. Let it go. But I know they're not. They still have to keep WWE in their mouth every single week. Like, for real. We got to cut that out, AEW. It's so desperate how they got. It's desperate as ever. Now, she played another part. Let's see what you guys have to say about that. Salute to you, 503. I love Toni Storm. Indica Livid 7110. Toni is fiery. Yes, she is. Wow, look at that. As that in video, Renee says she's never going to talk bad about WWE. Now look at the media scrum. Yep, exactly. She's a hypocrite. Gerard saying that picture. Oh, you talking about this thirst trap picture. Let's get back to Toni Storm. He is talking about this picture. What do you have to say about this picture, Gerard? Is she potty trained or squatted? Nah, she's squatting. She's definitely squatting. Petty is a contagious AEW. AEW will be in TNA territory. Facts. Mark Aron, salute to you. You said, what up, Katie? Everyone just got done watching NBA playoffs. Oh no, I'm done with NBA playoffs. I don't watch the political NBA anymore. I left NBA alone. NBA is retired. You know, RIP to the NBA. It ain't known like it used to be. But salute to you. And if I got any questions, I know I'll ask you, about it when you come to the locker room. But, she also had some more crap to talk. Toni Storm's not finished. She was talking about Nikki Bella. Let's see what she said about Nikki Bella, or Nicole, as she likes to say it. Let's see.
Nicole Garcia thought about joining AEW when she saw what Mercedes did. You know why she didn't? Because then she saw me and realized she can't hold a pussy-scented candle to what I...
Oh, more pettiness. And this is who she's talking about, guys. This is Nikki Bella, formerly Nikki Bella. She is Nicole Garcia, her real name. And she was talking about her rumor that the crazy part is Nikki, I didn't even notice till she said it. Nikki Bella was going to join AEW. That's crazy. I did not know she was at talks with them. She was going to join AEW, but she did not. And Toni Storm confirmed it at the media scrum, saying, nope, ain't doing that because she can't hold a candle to me. So she again run her mouth again about former WWE people or the company. I'm like, can you stop it, Toni? Can you stop at all? I mean, I can't believe you just talk like this. You just said that you wouldn't talk bad about WWE in the interview with Renee Paquette. I can't believe you said that.
Tell me you did not just say that.
I mean, seriously, you acting like it's open mic night up in here.
Who the hell told you tonight was open mic night, bitch?
Yeah, who told you that, Toni Storm? You really feeling yourself, girl. Really feeling yourself on this one, guys. But yeah, this is crazy, man, how Toni is carrying herself, man. She just all over the place. She's just too free with it. Too free with it. What do you guys think of that interview of what she said with about Nikki Bella, WWE, and also with Renee Paquette? Wow, what's up with AEW wrestling taking shots at WWE now? I don't get how they think AEW can compete with them if they're barely getting any fans to watch in person. You got a point there, Mark. And with that being said, I got to give you one of these, my man.
Because I am that damn good.
That's very true. I don't know. You're nowhere near on WWE's level. Triple H confirmed it in the ESPN interview with Pat McAfee a couple weeks ago. WWE is competing against WWE. And that is not a prediction. That is definitely a spoiler.
And that's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
And that don't make no sense how Tony Khan, he's been embarrassing himself for months now, talking about bad about WWE. He doesn't do anymore. He sends anybody in AEW to represent his nonsense, whether it's Chris Jericho, or it could be the Young Bucks, or it could be Will Ospreay or Rope Sprays, we call them here at the locker room. And now it's coming down to the women's world champion, timeless Toni Storm. That's what it's coming down to. Tony is feeding off this, and he's telling us to say all this crazy stuff because this really derives from Tony Khan's mouth, not so much theirs. They may feel that way or agree with Tony, but it's really all come from Tony Khan. And I have to say, it's sad and pathetic, to say the least. Tony Khan, you really need to grow up. AEW needs to get better because your ratings are in the tank. They're tanking more than the Golden State Warriors right now. Just taking bad. It's just a bad situation, and now you're using everybody every week to have a comment to say. Yeah, it's crazy, guys. is so desperate now. I don't know if you guys got anything else to add. And what do you guys think of this whole interview with one with Renee Paquette and then the whole media scrum thing? Because Timeless Toni Storm had a lot to say, and it seemed like the way she was talking, it was timeless. And also, yeah, guys, this is crazy, but I have nothing else. I played an interview for you guys, played the media scrum, reacted to all of that, and we're talking about look on Toni Storm. Talk about how she's 3-time AEW Women's Champion, the current AEW Women's Champion, married to Juice Robinson. You know, talked about her frustration about leaving WWE with Renee Paquette, how she got to AEW, and also revealed she got an OnlyFans for you guys to want to check it out. That's just crazy how she's just carrying herself. Okay, you play with Tony said about Nikki Bella. I'll play it again.
Nicole Garcia thought about joining AEW when she saw what Mercedes did. You know why she didn't? Because then she saw me and realized she can't hold a pussy-scented candle to what I...
Yeah, that's basically in short what she said about Nikki. She can't hold a candle to her. She said she saw that Mercedes Moné. See, AEW's tired of former WWE wrestlers coming over to AEW. So that was her comment towards Nikki Bella, but she called her Nicole by her real name. So it's sad. They need to grow up as a company. Definitely need to grow up, bro. It's ridiculous. You could say it's a character, but it's a real shoot. Because the reason I say that, why was she, unless she's coming over, I will say she's being serious. What does Nikki Bella have to do with the whole thing? Unless they're working an angle for her to come to AEW, I think that's it's her in character, but it's a work shoot. It's a work shoot, I believe, Gerard. I think she was being serious. Yeah, the comments crazy. Yeah, Tony Khan's wild. Definitely a wild one. It's ridiculous how he's carrying himself. Man, it's just too wild for that one. Definitely too wild for that one. But other than that, guys, that's all I have with Toni Storm. We did a look on Toni Storm, focused on her. And we're on Timeless Tonight Storm. Toni Storm pretty much is Tonight Storm the way she's acting. And, that's the whole thing about that. Tony's a bit of potty mouth. She swears a fair bit. So does Saraya. That's why she said in an interview she likes AEW because they let her be more free and more open with what she can and what she could do. She don't like the limitations that WWE held her to. Definitely don't like that at all. So that's the crazy part about that situation. And and that's all I have regarding a look on Toni Storm. We covered everything about Toni Storm, and the only time will tell what else she's gonna do. But we'll see. Good character thus far. Soon, two videos will pop up for Toxic Reigns scandal. One will be, does Vince McMahon have enough evidence to walk away? Next one will be Big E's dating history, red flags. Yeah, I know, not a fan of makeup. Saraya is not doing nothing. She's backstage, probably in catering. But I thank you all guys for coming out tonight. Until then, it is OUT.